Yeah, you can't see me. I look pretty dark.
Nah, it's okay though.
That's normal.
There eventually is a point
turn that
behind
around.
this.
You can kind of see a little.
How are they going to see me in this darkness?
Huh?
How are they going to see me in this darkness?
In the
I'm
darkness.
glowing.
Hey.
What is the spirit?
Summer.
There's a spirit up next to you, Brandon, on your right.
Right. Does somebody want to hit go on live?
It's transparent. I see the couch. I don't see him.
Hey, Casper, want to hit go on? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
That's where you call me Casper.
It's
the
like,
entire fucking
I'm gonna
night.
sound
I'm
like a
I
total
don't get
asshole when I explain why this is happening right here. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been a while. It's been a long while. What's everybody been up to? What's everybody been doing?
Working.
Travel.
Man, that sounds awesome. I've been working this entire time.
Hey, work hard, play hard, man.
Working and a little bit of traveling.
Yes.
So we're back. 3 crafty bastards. We've been away for a long time, which is like what, 3 weeks? It's
Yes.
long to us because we're like chomping at the bit. We're like, man, we gotta do a show. We gotta do a show. We gotta do a show. We're gonna do the segment thing like we normally do, and the first segment that we typically do before we kind of sound off and then sound back on for YouTube purposes is we usually do our beer review. So courtesy of
The nooch.
tonight, this is his beer choice, which the man to my left.
Oh, I just wanted to shake my head and discuss it. I'm just kidding. Mr. Classic.
Are we
the
going?
man-
Did you ever figure out how to pronounce it, or for the other name?
Akutuka?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
No.
Yeah. No. So the man to my left, Mr. Classic, of course, and of course I'm B. Smith, and we're here tonight. We're gonna get you this beer review on this Dogfish Head. Ooh, everybody loves some Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
This Sea Quench Ale, which is a session sour. Like I said, Corey chose the beer tonight.
Can't
Real
remember my
quick,
first name.
if you catch us on YouTube or if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can. We have quite a few videos up there right now. I've been slacking because I've been busy.
They didn't see that we went golfing, did they?
No. I posted the beach, but I still have another beer review from the golf course that I need to post.
Spoilers.
Yeah, that's coming pretty soon because they're not gonna let me live it down if I don't post it.
That was a good review.
But the YouTube video, because we always record live and then we record for YouTube over here and we upload it later, is in black and white.
So if you can't catch us right now, that's okay.
So
We'll have it up to you in like 3 months. It'll
yeah,
be great.
but it'll be exactly 3 months to the day. Start your timers. No, but the video over here is in black and white, and I kind of thought it would be interesting to do something a little different. For Facebook, obviously, we're all the way live in color.
Mhm.
On YouTube, this same segment is gonna have no color lines,
Yeah, it's gonna have Pearl Jam in the background too.
especially this week.
Nice.
You know, if we're gonna get into it a little later, or if anybody's gonna end up talking about it, who knows? But there's been some shit going down in the U.S. this week.
Oh my God.
Right.
Just a little
So
bit.
over here, there's no color lines, even though the guy to my right
I
is
look like Jesus on this
he-
thing.
well,
I'm the
no,
Holy Spirit.
No, Jesus was a black guy.
I'm talking about the Holy Spirit.
Okay, you are the.
We
Spirit.
are one and the
You are
same.
Spirit,
You just
definitely.
can't see me. I'm
So
glowing.
if that's ever an incentive,
Hey, I'm the new Batman. There you go.
there you go.
Right.
So if you're watching this on Facebook now, let us go ahead and do these recordings, man, and bring this stuff to you. But then go back and watch it on YouTube, because every segment that we do tonight, we're going to do in black and white, and we're going to post it up to YouTube. So without further ado, Corey, tell us about this beer that you brought to us tonight.
Well, I wanted to get a summer beer, or a summer ale, in this case, because it is getting to the tail end of summer, and we haven't really had too many times to review any summer beers. And I saw this one on the shelf a couple times, but I hadn't picked it up yet. And I didn't figure that these guys were proactive enough to grab one either, so... No, well, I mean, we've been working. We've been working and vacationing, so I mean, we haven't had time to look through, like, Belmont beverage. And
I mean,
pick
I
out a beer.
have, but
That's how I
different.
found that nice one that we had when we golfed.
right. Snap.
But that was that Belmont or was that Cap and Court?
I don't know.
Doesn't even
19.
matter because it's not even up yet. Which it's coming soon. I promise you. We got a beer review from the golf course. We played over it in Midland, the three of us. So we have that beer review coming soon. If you haven't seen the beach beer review just went up. I don't know if you guys saw that, shared it. It is not up on YouTube, but definitely up on Facebook. And the last YouTube segment that I uploaded, which was from like a month ago, when I uploaded yours and I uploaded yours, but we talked about farts on mine.
Oh my god.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And like I started.
That was the
watching again.
longest segment too.
We started to talk about farts, and like so I started watching it, and I'm like merry-go-round, jungle gym, basically talking about everything being close to each other, and if one stinks and the other stinks. So go look for that too. That's up on YouTube, and it's simply labeled farts. That's it, with a question mark. So, beer.
That'll obviously be on their tagline.
Yeah.
For it. All right. But like I said, this is a summer beer. It's called Quench Ale. It's a session sour, and it's from Dogfish Head. Now, I saw that it was sour, but I figured since it's Dogfish Head that they might do it right. I haven't tried it yet, and I know these guys aren't exactly the best fans of sours. So hopefully Dogfish Head does not let me down on this one. But it has a lot of taglines in this one. It comes up as a Kolsch and a Gose, if that's how you pronounce it. Gose. I'm sorry. I would just pronounce it Gose.
Yeah,
but
I'm with him on that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of feel like
the English language is tricky. I apologize. We're not all there yet.
There.
And it's a Berliner Weiss. But I mean, it seems like that they'd bring more fruit to it than anything else out of it. So like I told these guys, I kind of feel like it's that beer that you'd put into like a margarita or like a tequila. So it would just like add to the flavor maybe. But we'll find out. But it's got a 4.9 ABV. So I mean, it's not gonna really mess you up. But it's got 10 IBUs.
Which is right up Mr. Classic's alley right there.
Yeah.
Told you.
Right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah. So I mean, he could be like down gladiating us and everything, but he might actually be the favorite on this one. So he's gonna say no, and then he's gonna taste it. He's gonna be like, "God damn it, I love
Got
it."
the perfect shirt today.
He's gonna be that meme where it's just like, no.
I
like it.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Well, man, let's go ahead and give these
Yeah,
beers
absolutely.
a try, man. We got glasses. Corey managed to choose a glass that was not clear, but we're gonna show you the texture.
There wasn't enough frosted glasses that were clear.
Yeah,
I tried.
I did dishes.
That's the color I was shooting for.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this. Marlon, what do you think about this color?
I think the color's great. Well, what I was curious about when I read the description, it talked about the different limes that were in there. I've never heard of a black lime.
Me
I didn't know
either.
there was such a thing as called a black lime.
Like maybe it's cooked.
I don't know. I mean, there's different kind of fruits around the world that we've never had.
Well, obviously the Photoshop picture just shows a black lime, so those are a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the color.
It's rotten.
You can see how yellow that is. So that is kind of reminiscent. Limes aren't necessarily like the juice isn't necessarily green. So to me, it's a pretty nice color. Off top.
Okay, Corey.
I can't see the color.
Okay.
No
color lines over here. It's
Yeah.
going up on YouTube,
Yeah,
man. You can't see the color.
I have no
on
idea. I really have no idea. Either way, it's going to show up a pale of gray on this one. So
Right.
look at that color.
Look at that. That is the 49th of the 50th shade of gray.
But looking at these guys, I'm noticing not a lot of bubbles. It looks more cloudy than anything, but it gets clearer toward the bottom.
Check that out right
I
there.
love the
Sequence
design.
ale. Yeah, definitely.
See if
I
we
feel
can
like
get
the color just pops.
a little bit of that in there. I mean, just the design is pretty cool. I think.
But I mean,
Taste over there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just your glass or not, but it goes very, very clear to very cloudy
Mm-hmm.
on that one. So, I mean, his is kind of the same way too. And most of the time, it's usually clatter all the way through, or
Which, by the way, might I add, man, we've talked about 450 North a few times. I actually had the opportunity to go there. I don't think we necessarily reviewed any of the beer because I drank it all. But here's the glass that I brought back. It's pretty ballin', man. Lucky we made it this far. So.
I thought that was a cool one when I saw it in the freezer. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna grab that one. I might show back.
Yeah, definitely, man. 450 North. It's down in Columbus, Indiana. If you have the opportunity to get down there, definitely go check that out. They're getting ready to do that corn maze.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I'd love to do that.
How much was that one? That one was
It's like $70.
a piece.
Yeah.
We'll say about.
Well, like 50 or 60, or was it 48, and it was like 70 vendors.
Oh,
I think it
distributing
was
beer.
40 something, 40 to $50.
Yeah, it was $10 if you weren't drinking.
so there's 70 of them, but I'm gonna stop at 3, and I'm gonna be like, give me another one.
Honestly, man, 450 North makes some of the best beer and cider I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
They're like definitely worth the drive.
But you can't get them here though, can you?
I haven't seen any.
I've never seen that logo. Though,
No, you cannot. Maybe a few, but it's
You
few
can
and far
probably check
between.
the app.
I could.
I want to call them and see if they'll send me beer. Send it
You just mail
UPS.
it. Come on.
Yeah.
Just mail it to me.
So let's go ahead and is everybody ready to give this a little taste here?
Mhm.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
I can't reach. There we go. Should we have brought it back? We should have brought it back up.
In true gladiator fashion.
Right to it. Let's get it over with. No, man. Okay, so give us your thoughts.
Well, we all
Actually, can I say before anybody says anything? I've had this before. I've had this before. So I just decided to keep my mouth quiet because I knew what it tasted like, and I really wanted to get the real reaction of the two gentlemen next to me. I've had this before. I knew what to expect.
I got played.
Actually, Corey kind of hit it on the nose. Like, if you're gonna drink like tequila or anything like that, this is the beer that you want to have.
I can see that.
Have it paired with. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, if I could just piggyback that point real quick, I can definitely see that because the clinching was the sour.
Right.
And if you put that sour,
That's the ghost side.
if you put that sour with a margarita, it's probably perfect.
Right.
If you put that sour with a tequila, it's probably perfect. If you put that sour with my palate, it's disgusting. That's just keeping it real.
Just doing it on its own. It's kind of like taking the ingredient out and just being like, no,
I could probably muscle it down, but I'm not gonna go for any sours. I'm not gonna go for much on the IPAs. We talked about my IBU preference, which is it's in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, no. Because I said Marlon and I golfed on Sunday, and I offered him the Yum Yum from Three Floyds.
Oh
right?
God,
It's delicious,
right?
Well, it's for us.
Right. So
For us.
he's like, "What's the IBUs on it?" And we're like, 55 IBUs. He's like, "Nope, I'm about a 30 IBU kind of guy." And I was like, "Wait a minute. Now,
You're judging a book by its
not
cover.
only are you a beer snob now, but now you're an IBU snob as well. We've graduated to that."
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, it was enjoyable to say the least.
That's it's not. Once I get past the initial clinch,
Yeah.
It's not awful. The second sip wasn't awful. It was just it caught me off guard with how sour, and my palate wasn't ready. But second sip was better.
Mild.
But I would definitely, I definitely would like to have a margarita or something
to wash it down.
to do the marrying, do something in there.
Corey?
Sorry. I actually get with the flavor and everything, it feels like a carbonation at the very beginning. And then if you let it sit there for a second, instead of having the carbonation of like a pop would, it just dissipates and you just taste the flavor of a margarita.
Yep.
And I really like it, but I also am a very big Kolsch fan, and I kind of like sours, but it depends on what it is. But when it's like a margarita style, it matches my palate very well.
Nice. I kind of knew what to expect going into it. Not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like this beer, ice cold on a hot day, may be
Damn it! I should have brought this like 2 weeks ago.
Maybe a little thirst quenching. Obviously, the sea salt in it is going to make you go from 1 beer being thirst quenching to 6 beers being thirst quenching. But there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're home and you're not out being.
Why not on the beach?
Drink responsibly.
Being on the beach, I don't know that the beach would make it any better. Like, it's not a bad beer. Here's what I don't like about it. The Sea Quench Ale, they say, is a session sour. So typically you're going to have a lower ABV on it anyway. And I'm not too thrilled about the 4.9 ABV. I can get a cider that tastes a whole loads of better.
Whole loads of better.
Whole loads of better.
I like that.
You see?
Yeah.
At 5.5%. So I'm not forced to drink this.
We want to get drunk faster.
Well, we just want something that tastes better that happens to have a higher alcohol content.
It happens to.
The sea salt and beer, I'm not a huge fan of either.
I'm not either.
I've had sea salt in other beers, and I wasn't a fan of those as well. I think that's where we get the margarita feel from, is that sea salt that's in that beer is like licking the rim of a margarita. With that being said, the lime obviously complements the lime slushy margarita, shit. Like, they don't serve you a margarita without salt. If they do, they serve you the wrong margarita, and they don't serve it without lime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, piggybacking on what the both of them said, yeah, it's a beer that complements a margarita. As far as standalone, I'm not impressed. So,
Also, I wanted to add, my family actually lives down in Florida, so I actually go to the beach, like to the ocean and everything, quite frequently. Well, a couple times a year. And I noticed after a couple sips on this thing, when you go to
you've had it before?
This one?
Yeah.
No, I haven't had this one before. When you go to the ocean, compared to like a lake that we went to that we did the review on, you'll notice that if you go in the water, when you come out, you actually have salt on your lips.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you lick your lips afterwards, you get this salty flavor. After drinking this, I get that exact same salty flavor to it. I don't know why, but I think the salt just kind of sticks to your lips with it, and it kind of reminds me of almost like a home feel. So I kind of like it.
You said the salt from the sea is like the sea salt in this beer.
I understand what you're saying.
Did you just say that?
Yeah, I totally just said that. I get it. But it tastes identical, like when I walk off a beach in Florida. Like when you lick your lips because they're so dry, you get that same flavor. So it's kind of like a home reminder. I like it.
So you do like this beer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as to add insult to injury right now, this beer that Marlon and I dislike so much is a collaboration with the National Aquarium. So I don't know if they're donating money or something like that. It just happens to say it on the can. Maybe the National Aquarium was like, hey man, make a sea salt beer because sea salt, aquarium, it all goes together.
And it kind of makes sense that they put a 6-pack in a box instead of a wrap.
True. However, in true gladiator fashion, as we always do,
I feel like I'm going to be lonely on this one.
3, 2, 1. No. Steve Harvey, give Steve Harvey the wrong answer. No, or on.
It's on.
Oh no, it's no. It's not. It's definitely
well, Bizarro right now is saying that it's on. So,
closing thoughts, guys. Closing thoughts and ratings. We're gonna try something new with a rating. We're gonna give you an up to 5-star rating. Can we do that?
Yeah, if we did up to 5, honestly, I'd probably do it about 3.
About a 3. Corey, you loved it.
I give it about a 4.5. I would add a little bit more flavor than just a lime into it. Maybe like another like kind of fruit to it. Maybe like I'm gonna say cherry, but something to it that'll give it a little bit more of a flavorful kick than just drinking a straight margarita. But I give it about a 4.5 for what it is.
And here's my thought. When you think of Dogfish Head, you think of a lot of great beers. Not necessarily to all of us, But beers that have kind of stood the test of time, you think of 60-minute, 90-minute, 120-minute IPA.
You sort of remember what 120-minute tastes like? Or?
That shit is delicious. It is the velvet of IPAs. I've never had one that is better than that.
I'm surprised you remember.
Liquid Truth Serum.
I was about to pick one of
Dude,
those up
it is
tonight.
an excellent IPA. Very nice, very
But
smooth.
it had IPA in it, and I didn't figure that you'd want that.
They did Dragons and Yum Yums as a collaboration with the Flaming Lips for Record Store Day 2 years ago, which I think I still have the poster for over here. They do a lot of great beers, and they do a lot of great things with beer. But this beer, for me, the Session Sour, I know they're trying to get on that sour train that all these other distributors are trying to get on right now. Everybody's making a Gosa. You can go to, it's almost like you can go to the liquor store and you can find a Gosa section.
Mm-hmm.
Every single main beer has made or main distributor of beer, popular distributor of beer has made a Gosa. And not only does the Gosa miss the mark for me, I think this particular one misses the mark because of the salt. Had it been just cherry, had it been a peach, I actually had a good peach one. Had it been an apricot or anything else that was like passion fruit or directly fruit related, and not a lime and then black lime and lime juice or whatever the fuck
Did
this
you guys
was.
taste a black lime?
We
I don't know
probably
what a
did.
black
We don't know
lime
what it
tastes
tastes like.
Yeah.
I was always told not to eat black limes, so I don't know what the fuck a black lime tastes like. Right.
This is where you got cancer. Man.
Yeah. I feel like this just really misses the mark, and this is Dogfish Head trying to get that mainstream money, and they did. Obviously, we tried it, but they're trying to get that mainstream money. They're trying to fit in, which what Dogfish Head needs to do is do what they do best, and that's beer. Beer, not sours, not session ales, not session sours.
Well,
just
you do
beer.
have the session sours. She sells. That much she's sure.
That's
Yeah.
what, that's a good one.
The session sour ales are becoming more popular lately.
They
as
are,
well. I
but
mean, you get the sours that
but
are
why?
becoming popular.
who wants to drink a beer that's
Well,
sour that possibly tastes like shit with less alcohol
Well,
content?
they're trying them out throughout the seasons because if you look lately, I mean, if you got like the stouts and the porters during the wintertime, in the summertime, they're trying to push more than just some of the fruit ones. They're trying to get rid of Budweiser and everybody else, so they're trying out different kind of craft beers for it.
You know what? You know what the great thing? What the? Dried black lime.
So it's a dried lime.
I'm not eating that.
Well, you're
Well,
drinking.
you're drinking it.
That's horrible. The visual of it is horrible. You know the greatest thing about drinking this beer right now is that Oktoberfest is right around the corner.
Oh my god!
You know what? Here's a minor
Bring out the
confession.
Guinness.
I'm not a big fan of Oktoberfest.
Really?
I'm not.
I'll tell
Because you start getting all the pumpkin flavored crap, and I say crap because they pumpkin spice everything, and I'm
Yeah.
burned out on it. That's why I'm not.
I mean, you've heard our take on pumpkin.
Well,
I
we'll
might
have to do
I
at
might
least
have forgotten,
one.
but I'm saying
got one.
I'm
That's
I'm
about
burned
it.
out on it. I'm not a big fan of Oktoberfest.
But Oktoberfest isn't pumpkin.
No,
It's not, but I'm saying
like the
it's
October
it's the
time of the year.
it's the it's guilty by association.
Gotcha.
So whatever's got to do with pumpkin spice, I'm out.
I'll tell you what, man. Shiner, which is a brewery out of Texas, they make a great Oktoberfest.
I've had it.
And I'll pick some of that up.
I've
I
had
feel
it.
like we should do that. I thought it was good, man.
I think you actually brought one over one time when I drank it.
I've probably had it a few times.
I don't know.
Does anybody have anything else they want to add?
Not beer related.
Not beer related.
Oh, speaking of beer related, this one might come interest to you because I actually just heard this on the tail end, and one of our favorite breweries in town, Summit City Brewworks, is actually working with a company that's a neighboring company of mine, which is called Double Dragon Arcade.
Nice.
They have one of the owners. Most people don't know this, is an astounding cook. Like, I mean, he can cook grade A meals, and he'll usually actually do the chef work or the cook work if you go to Double Dragon. So definitely go there. But they are actually partnering up with Summit City Brewworks to sell their beer there. And I asked them, and I said, when are you guys actually just going to team up and make a beer together?
Right.
They are actually in the works.
Nice.
So soon you are going to get a Double Dragon. He didn't release the name to me, but he's going to release a Double Dragon arcade style stout designed by this cook, which he's an amazing cook. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what combo he comes up with. Is going to be released in Summit City Brewworks.
What about names?
Style beer.
Dude, the name.
No, he has a name for it, and he said it's an awesome name that took him like probably about 3 months to come up with.
I already have the name.
Well, I'm sure you
up,
do.
Down, up, down, left, right, A, B, start. That's what you call that beer.
Try ordering that after drinking 10 of them. Up, left,
First of all, why are you drinking 10? What the fuck are you doing with your life?
Maybe it's that good.
Second of all, what a catchy fucking name for a beer. Everybody knows that's the code for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Well, why don't you call it the Konami code? You could have just called it the Konami code.
Wow, Corey.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry.
Wow. I like what you did there.
The nerd in me came out.
Yeah.
No, he's coming out with a beer. He said it's going to be released either later this month or the beginning of next month. So keep an eye out there if you actually have visited Summit City Brewworks. It's going to be live on their menu as well as at Double Dragon, and those are going to be the only places that you guys can get them.
Which, of course, we're going to get some.
So I know halfway through my shift, hopefully nobody else that I work with is watching. I might sneak over there and try it out and see what it's all about, but keep an eye out for it.
All right. Anything else, guys? That wraps the beer review. Sitting in the center here, B. Smith, of course. To my left.
Mr. Classic.
And to my right.
The Nooge.
Man, cheers, ladies and gents.
Cheers.